Hey everybody, I hope you guys are all doing okay. Welcome back to another farming highlights episode here in Siralim Ultimate. So, I am eager. Card week is about to end literally in a few hours. That's why I'm starting this episode now, and I'm hoping to do a little bit of farming while this bonus is still active. But you know what, even when card week ends, it's only a 25% bonus. We will still be finding cards on and off. So there's that, and also anything else to mention? Ooh, there's one thing I want to do, but before I do that, I just wanted to talk a little bit about what my longer-term horizon is for these. Sorry, I just had to lower the volume a little bit. My longer term horizon for these farming videos. So, I think rather than just blindly getting random cards and knowing that we have a looming showdown at the Gate of the Gods, what I'm gonna be focusing on, and what I already started focusing on, but what I'm gonna make a more concentrated effort on is cards that I think are really gonna help us in combat against tough enemies like what we are gonna fight at the Gate of the Gods. So, the Bard was an important one, and the Wyverns are gonna be another important one. There are a few more that I want to get, and those are what I'm going to be focusing on in these highlight sessions. And I think once... Again, it's hard to tell how long this is going to take. I hope that by the time we're done farming what I consider to be, the important combat boosting card sets, that roughly around then I will also be ready to start on the next major project in the series. And I'm thinking maybe this is how the series is going to go from here on out. That we'll do proper, full 1 hour, coherent, continuous, like one stretch episodes when we are doing some important project. Like previously we were doing the dumpling stuff. Then before that we were ascending the animator as a specialty. Before that we were just generally fixing our build, doing the different false gods, getting, status up with the guilds. And soon the next major project is going to be obviously building our Gate of the Gods party, and then we'll have other projects like moving on to different classes, and if there's some specific achievement that we need to do specific things for, that could all be done in the future in terms of stuff to focus an entire episode around. And in between, when I'm not really working on a major project in the game, I could just be doing these sorts of farming style episodes, and I think that's gonna work out pretty nicely. So there's that. There's one more thing before I go off screen, is that I want to go into decoration mode, because one thing is bugging me. So you see these papers that I put on in front of this guy, I always forget his name, but on his on this wonderful desk that I gave him, I don't like the way that they were slightly clipping into the wall. So I'm gonna give him some different stuff. So I think it's not gonna be animated, so it won't be as exciting, but I think it'll look a bit nicer in terms of not going into the wall. So I was gonna maybe like a stack of books and maybe just an open book. This one looks like it's kind of going over the edge, but at least it's not going into the wall. Maybe we could put this here, and the stack of books there. Nah. You know what? I think what I'll do is I'll flip this horizontally. And I'll move it here. And then I'll put the big one to the right. And I think that's gonna look pretty good. So refuge tome, there we go. Nice table. I want it to look like it's got a bit of clutter, but not too much. And the books facing in different directions, I think, looks nice. Excuse me. I do... Eventually, when I get back into long episodes, I'll give another tour of this castle area, because I did make a few changes as well. Like post episode 200, off screen, I fixed up a few things. But I think we'll wait until we are ready to record nice, long, continuous episodes again, because these highlight episodes, I think, they are a bit immersion breaking just because of all the jumps and all the cuts. And when we go around the castle, I think you'd want it to be a more immersive experience, and I think that is better accomplished when you're doing a full episode where you're just playing without any, without a whole bunch of cuts like we're doing right now. But anyway, with all of that said, I think I'm gonna start going off screen, and I'll be back to let you know what sort of special things I found, alright? So I will see you guys in a bit. And I got it. The Wyvern Daybreaker didn't take nearly as long as the Air Slayer, something like that, whatever the previous Wyvern was. And now we've even unlocked the next partial bonus, but of course I am gonna want to get the full bonus, just because it seems like a really good set to have. But of course, the downside is that this realm is now full of what always happens whenever you find the card in the middle of a realm. The rest of the enemies are now no longer interesting to you, and then every time you fight them, you're like, I just wish I could will them all away. But that's okay, because the joy of having found the card will always be, the highlight of any given realm, even if you then have to slog through a bunch of creatures that you have already gotten the benefit out of. Anyway, I'm gonna go back off screen, and I'll let you know if and when something else interesting happens. Alright, see you in a bit. Hell yeah! Wyvern Sky Stalker card is now in the bag, and not even quite done farming in this session anyway, so let's just go straight for the Wyvern Sonic Screecher, and let's see what sort of results we can get going for this one. Of course, gonna have to cut through a lot of these now redundant Sky Stalkers, because they are of no use to us anymore, but that's just how it goes. Alright, and I think I will be going back off screen, and I will let you know when something else noteworthy has happened. Alright, see you in a bit. Well, this one didn't take long at all. After that one wyvern that took ages, the rest of them are coming quite swiftly. I may even be able to complete this set before card week ends, which is gonna be in about an hour and a half. I mean, I'm not gonna spend the entire hour and a half playing, but, you know, if these wyverns continue to be as generous as they have been, you never know. There's only one left, and I am prepared to go for at least a little bit longer in this session, because the next session that I play will be after card week has already ended, and then, you know, we'll be getting cards at a slightly reduced rate, at least from these encounters with the enemies. So you gotta make the most of it while you can. So yes, that is what I'm gonna try to do, and I will let you know how I did in a bit. I'll let you know, I'll be back with you with the next interesting thing that happens. Alright, see you in a bit. Well, it's not the Wyvern card, but it's a totally different one. The Raven Battle Master. And now our creatures have a trivial bonus to intelligence. But I guess maybe for other builds, 5% intelligence could actually be a significant thing. And even for us, it's not a bad thing. It just doesn't really help us. Maybe, like, there's some benefits we could have just from having, like, total stats, you know, of any kind, but really our main stat is health for the most part. Yeah, not really thinking. I guess some of our creatures don't rely on health and do actually, like, if they were using their spells to do damage, would depend on intelligence, but yeah, I mean, it's fine. It's fine. I'm not upset that we got that bonus. Mainly, I'm just glad that we found a card of some kind. Any kind, really. Any card that you find anywhere is always a joyous occasion. But yes, I'm gonna go back off screen, and I'll let you know when the next interesting thing happens. Right? I will see you in a bit. Oh my god. We found a dumpling card. I was not expecting this at all. A random dumpling spawned from a Pandemonium Shrine. I killed it, and it gave me a dumpling card. Now, I knew these cards existed, right? I knew they existed because I've seen the list of cards in the game, and there's a whole set of dumpling cards. I just wasn't sure how we were supposed to get any of them just because of how rare they are as spawns. And there's gonna be a card for every single dumpling type, including the King Dumpling. And I'm like, how are you supposed to find these cards? And I'm thinking the only way you would find them is either in random loot, or you know, that nether encounter where the guy just gives you some free cards. He if you're lucky, will give you a card like one of these dumpling cards that you wouldn't normally get from any other way. Because like, yeah, how else would you find a card like that? For instance, how would you find the King Dumpling card? Like, you know, I'm just well, I mean, I'm genuinely a little speechless that we found this. It's not something I was expecting. I'm really glad it happened, obviously. But now that it's happened, suddenly I have to, like, I'm being made to confront the fact that these 7 other cards, somehow we're gonna have to find them. And the King Dumpling, for example, right? How you remember when we were farming for the King Dumpling, how difficult it was just to get one of the guys to spawn. And if you had to get the King Dumpling card purely from fighting the King Dumpling, the, you know, 1 in a million or whatever the chance it is for that card to drop, man, that would be insane. That would just not be possible to do, right? That would just not be reasonable to expect out of a mortal human being like me. But if there are other like, if you can, I have to assume that any card that exists in the game can also be found in random loot, and can also be given to you in that rare encounter in the Nether Realms. You know what, let me just summon one more group of these. And I'm thinking that probably has to be the only way that you're gonna complete the Dumpling card set. Having said all that, I am glad that we finally found the card. I am as excited as I was when we found the Mimic card, which is not quite as rare, because dumplings, you find mimics a lot more often than you find dumplings. And hey, we fucking did it! Ah, oh, you even completed this card set. Oh man, what a... There's less than an hour left before card week ends. What an incredible... I'm gonna put this in, like, I have to put this in the title of this episode. Like, whatever else we find in the rest of this episode, I have to highlight, I have to emphasize the fact that we found a dumpling card. Like, I can't not, like, the world needs to know. And with this, I mean, the episode isn't over yet, because I haven't counted how long, that's the trouble with doing it in tiny segments, is that you lose track of how much you even have. But we are well short of the, like, I guess we don't have to go a full hour every time, but I'd like to at least go 40 minutes. And we need a little bit more before we can do that. But man, this, ooh, this has really made my day. And, you know what, I just found the Wyvern, like whatever this guy was, I just found this card. And I'm still talking about the Dumpling card. That's how huge of a find that was. First of all, let's look at how many cards we have overall. 320. Amazing. And 1 Dumpling. We still don't even have the partial bonus. But we do have the full bonus for the Wyvern set. Now, our creatures take quite a bit less damage from spells. So the next group of creatures that I'm gonna farm is, I think the Revenants, right? Yes, these guys. Our creatures take less damage for each debuff, and then even we take less damage for each debuff, and then we deal more damage for each debuff, and then these bonuses apply to buffs as well. So another nice bit of the main thing I'm interested in is the damage reduction. So this is what I'm gonna do for my next farming target, but for now let's just let me take the rest of the day off. It's just 53 minutes left till midnight. Let me just make a cup of tea and relax and just bask in the joy of having found the dumpling card. What a huge get. I mean, the episode isn't even over yet, so I'm gonna be back with you with the next farming session and a whole bunch of other cool finds. But we already know nothing else in the episode is gonna top what happened in this moment, so let's just enjoy that. And with that, I will be back with you when we are in the next session, and I'll let you know when the next interesting thing happens. And until then, well, I was about to do my proper outro, so let me just say, I'll be back with you in the next session. I'll let you know when something interesting happens. So I will see you with that shortly. Oh no! Card week is over. It is over. We are now in skin week. And skin week isn't bad. Like, I love like, one of my favorite things in this game is finding new skins. I've got to be honest, like, just, like, they're so good, and I'm always wondering, like, what's the next one gonna be? Some of them are really, really cool, but of course, in terms of practical game progress, obviously, yeah, you know, cards kinda take precedence. But hopefully we should still be finding some cards. Speaking of cards, I mentioned in the last little segment that we're gonna be going after the Revenant card set. Already have one card, but there's a bit of a problem that I noticed, because if we go into the bestiary, gotta go pretty far back. Revenants start here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have 6 Revenants that we're ready to summon, and then the set ends. Now we're on to Rift Dancers. Whereas, if you remember from this list, there are 8 Revenant cards. So where are the other 2? The other 2 are gonna be creatures that we have to buy from Frieden. Before we go in, let me just start a new Keyforge. So we're gonna have to buy them from Frieden, and I'm just gonna go ahead and do that right now. Frieden is, of course, in what's the name of the snowy place? What's it called? The Frostbite something? No. The Frostbite Caverns. Right? No, not Frostbite. The underwater place where the dead ships dwell. That Frostbite is Azural. Where the dead ships dwell is where we'll buy the Revenants. Unfortunately, I don't think they appear as realm creatures. So when we buy them, it's going to be a slow process to get the knowledge needed with... oh god, okay, I thought I could just walk, but evidently nobody bothered to build a bridge on this spot, so that kind of sucks. But yeah, let me just mosey on over. We'll have a chat with Frieden, and we'll... I'll just talk to him, and then I'll go back off screen. We'll make our donation. Let's go to the shop now. Okay, which ones don't we have? Alright, okay, I'm gonna have to look at my Well, is the candle close by? Because we can kind of even use the candle as a... Well, I guess we're gonna have to go with the bestiary. Okay. Which ones... Okay. Ascendant is from a different place. Kabbalist, Captain King, Sea Lord, Soldier. 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 Dagon and Horror are new ones. So by that, and now those two summons are ready. Okay, now if we go into my bestiary, if I take a look, okay, these two. Now there should be 8 revenants in total. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And given that these aren't realm creatures, now I'm wondering how I found this card. We probably found it in random loot. Or maybe from one of those rare encounters where the guy just gives you a card, because he just gives you a random card. But yeah. These two are now going to be prime targets for us to get knowledge up with, but that's going to take quite a bit of time. But yeah, with that done, I think I'm going to go back off screen, and I will let you know when the next interesting thing happens, alright? So I will see you in a bit. Well, I think you can guess what's about to happen here. We are about to get a skin, and a very cool looking skin. It is a Revenant skin, because I am farming... Oh my god, this... Sorry, I was just caught off guard by how hilarious the name was. It is a Revenant skin called Porpoiseful, and I think based on that you can probably guess what it looks like, but I'm gonna show you what it looks like. So let's go into our list of skins. Where is it? Here we go. Porpoiseful. It's a dolphin. It's a dolphin. It's just a... what else is there to say except it's a dolphin? Yeah, my god, it's adorable. I love it. Man, the skins in this game are just so good. And yeah, I'm actually excited that we're in Skin Week, because hopefully we find some more good ones. But yeah, I think I'm gonna go back off screen, and I'll be back with you when the next interesting thing happens, right? See you in a bit. Well, this took quite a long time. In fact, I think this is the same day as... Yes, no, this is definitely the same day as when I told you I was gonna start farming Revenants. No, the same day as when I told you that I was gonna unlock the last 2 Revenant creatures, and then I went into, you know, dead ships and unlocked those. The point of it is that whole day has gone by. Like, I haven't been playing the whole day, I've been playing on and off. But nothing else happened that entire day because no interesting drops fell until finally, when I was on the verge of calling it a day for this day, I found the card, and we even unlocked this partial bonus. Now, if our enemies want to debuff us a lot, I mean, that's fine, they can go ahead and do that. It's just that we will then get damage reduction for all of those debuffs. Of course, what I really want to do is finish this set so that we can get some... I think the next partial bonus is we'll get damage for each debuff we have. That's not that important because, you know, damaging enemies is something we can accomplish in a number of ways. But what I really want to do is finish this entire set. One thing I've realized is that, and maybe there are other realms where this works as well. But in Tartareth's realm in particular, I can't show you them right now because I've already interacted with all of them, but there are realm objects, little scrolls lying on the ground, where every time you interact with them, every time you pick them up, they give you knowledge with 3 different creatures. So I could farm this realm over and over again, the torture chamber, in the hopes of getting knowledge up. I mean, it's a random chance, right? Out of all of the creatures that you have yet to gain knowledge with, it'll pick 3 random ones and then give you, I think it ranges from 10 to 100 knowledge. I don't know exactly how much, but every once in a while you'll see when you're collecting loot, it'll have the name of a creature and a Roman numeral next to it, like ranging from 1 to I think 5. 5 being the most, 1 being the least. Now, I haven't counted exactly how much knowledge each one of those gives you. But you know what I'll do is I was gonna say I'll show you by going into a new realm, but honestly, this is such a nice realm for farming. When I say nice realm for farming, I mean it's nice and fairly compact, without too many long offshoots. You know, little nooks and crannies where enemies get trapped. It's mainly like you summon enemies and then you walk around and it's easy to kill them. But for the sake of demonstration, I will actually start a new realm just as soon as I kill these last 2 of these guys. And these guys are just redundant, but you, my friend, need to go down. And I guess I'll kill your friend, who's loitering just above you as well. And there's one more guy, but I really can't be bothered. What I'll do is I'll go immediately back into the torture chamber. Yeah, let's do it. And then I'll show you what I was talking about. It might even be this thing. No, that just gives you the defense. It's gonna be this thing. So, see, in this case, it gave us Plague Alchemist 2, Festival Smog 1, and then some Vortex. I couldn't read it fast enough. And there are quite a few of these scrolls just lying around. So if you collect them, and really you only need to get a creature to rank D. At that point, you can start hunting it. Once you've hunted it, it'll take it up to rank C. At rank C, you can then start summoning at the candle. And then once you can summon it at the candle, you just get the knowledge directly by killing the creature yourself. This is great, obviously, for creatures that you can't normally summon, such as any enemy that is purely for purchase, like it's purely something that you buy from the shop. Like the entire race exists only in either a god shop or a guild shop. Those ones won't show up as normal enemies. You know, let's hunt down this dumpling. Oh, gotta be careful. God damn it, I let him slip. I had him cornered as well, man. Oh, luckily he ran the wrong way and then he died. But yeah, I think you get the gist. I've already lost my train of thought. What was I gonna say? I think, yeah, let me just wrap up what I was talking about, which is that getting knowledge is important for creatures that you can't normally summon, and then all you need to do is get it to rank D. At rank D, you can then... oh, hey, speaking of knowledge, here's more knowledge. But none of these were actually useful to us. That's okay. That's fine. And it does ultimately depend on the creatures that you have unlocked, right? And the more you have unlocked, the bigger the pool is, the harder it'll be for you to... Revenant Horror! That is relevant to us. Unfortunately, we need a lot more. We need a whole lot more. But yeah, that's kind of just what I wanted to talk about. And in fact, should I just stay in this realm? Should I just stay in the torture chamber? I mean, it's not just the revenants, it's also the constructs and the elves that we need to get knowledge with. So it might not be a bad idea, but it's something that I will think about when I go back off screen. Alright, so I think I'm gonna go back off screen, and I'll be back to share the next interesting thing that happens with you shortly. Well, it's not what I was looking for, but it's a card that I will gladly accept nonetheless. The Carnage Tormentor that I got from interacting with one of these realm objects. In fact, you can see it in front of us right now, grayed out a little bit. I think it'll disappear once I hit A. Yes. So that's another bit of a bonus card. Of course, I'm still in the torture chamber. I mentioned earlier that I was thinking about whether to start farming this area, and in fact, that's exactly what I'm doing. And as you saw just now, we did indeed get a bit of knowledge with one of the revenant creatures. Ooh, treasure golem. I mean, they're not that lucrative on low-level realms, but I just have such a... I have conditioned myself to become very, very excited every time I see one of these. And I wonder if there's a... oh my god, if there's a treasure golem card. And I'll explain what I mean in just... oh my god, man, I am completely botching this pursuit. Okay. Luckily, he sort of cornered himself. It was a bit of a contest between me and him as to who could be the stupidest. And let me explain what I meant when I asked, like, is there such a thing as a treasure golem card? So if we go to our bestiary, I think if we just look at the golems wherever they are, CDG, Gorgon. Okay, here we go. Here are the golems, and here are the various golem cards that we've collected. The entire golem set is complete. But then there's the treasure golem. And you might be wondering, okay, surely the treasure golem is one of those special creatures that doesn't have a card associated with it, you know, like the Animatus. But notice, it doesn't have the icon to the right of it that creatures have when they don't have a card associated with them. So this leads me to suspect maybe there is a treasure golem card. I can't say for sure, but that piece of evidence does suggest that it's a possibility. And just trying to find the Animatus on this list. Oh, I'm sorting by race. So I think the Animatus is the Animatus is what kind of creature? Well, we're gonna find out shortly. The Animatus is... it's an Animatus, I guess. He is his own race. And you can see the icon next to it, showing that there is no card associated with it. So, there's a... I mean, that's just something that has already been pointed out. But worth pointing out again, if indeed it turns out that there are cards associated with anything that doesn't have that icon. A roundabout way of saying that maybe there is such a thing as a treasure golem card. Hard to say for sure. I didn't see it in the list of cards in, you know, the card list that I was consulting previously. That doesn't necessarily mean that there isn't a card to be found. Hard to say. Anyway, what I'm gonna be doing is I'm gonna be farming some more in this realm. I'm getting close to calling it a day and also maybe wrapping up this entire episode. I'll just put together everything I have so far. Yeah, I'm just gonna do a little bit more. I really want to get one more Revenant card before I call it a day. Is my main goal. But yeah, I'm gonna... one way or another, I'll be back with you shortly with the next notable thing that happens, and whatever next notable thing happens, whether it's this card or whether it's something else, I'll wrap things up then. But I will see you then. I will see you in just a few moments to let you know what materialized, right? I'll see you in a bit. Well, I'm back with you just to let you know that we are about to get another skin, the Cyber Spider Inquisitor skin. Interesting. Let's take a look at it. It looked pretty cool. I didn't get a long look at it because the guy died almost instantly, but let's take a look. It is the Inquisitor. What? Okay, so somewhere here, A, B, C, E, F. What? Am I? Oh. Oh, these are, okay, these are all God spawn creatures, right? Sorry, some... yeah, no, these are God spawns. Okay, so this is the Cyber Spider Inquisitor. I really like the colors on this. It's and I like that combination of the sort of neon veins running through it, and then the purple, and then the red eyes. I think it just looks really, really cool. Like so many of the skins in this game, it looks really, really cool. And I know I said that I would be done with the next notable thing that happened, but I was thinking more in terms of cards. Cards, or moving into a knowledge threshold with one of the creatures that we're trying to farm but can't summon yet. And by that I mean, if I like go into the bestiary, sticking with just the revenants, there are a couple that we bought that we need some knowledge with, right? Revenant Dagon, Revenant Horror, and you see we've got only 30, we've got 10, so we need to get to D rank with both of these, and a few other creatures as well. Yeah, that's just the name of the game. Well, actually, the name of the game is Siralim Ultimate, but you know what I meant. Alright. So, with that, I'm gonna go back off screen, and I will be back with you when the next notable thing that doesn't involve a skin, happens, right? See you in a bit. Well, I mean, I should have put one extra qualification. Yes, this technically is a special thing that doesn't involve a skin, but it's also a piece of trash. So, you know, let's acknowledge that we've seen it, and going forward, let's just say that I'll be back with you for the next thing that doesn't. I mean, I'll show the, like, if you find skins, if you find nether stones, I'll show them. But I'm not gonna end this episode until we find another, either a card of any kind, or if we get knowledge with one of the 4 or 5 creatures that I'm trying to get knowledge with, right? But yes, let's just acknowledge that we've seen this piece of garbage, and let's move on with our lives. All right, I will see you in a bit. Well, it finally happened. It didn't take that long. It took about maybe 10 minutes, less than that even, since I last spoke to you. I think about that awful, awful nether stone that we found. Although I guess we're on very low difficulty, so it's not like, I shouldn't have a sense of entitlement about the quality of the nether stones that we find. You know, finding any sort of a nether stone at all is more than what you'd expect. But yeah, I think we are well, I am just about ready to call it a night. And I think it's been another pretty solid episode, I'd say. We found, I mean, I don't think anything is gonna top the dumpling card, but we did find some other cards as well, made some good progress on the Revenant set, and one day I'm sure we will even... I definitely summoned some of those other guys, didn't I? So why am I only finding these purple ones that I don't need? There we go, Revenant Captain. Finally, are you gonna be a bro and give me a card as well? There you guys are. You're all hiding here. All right. There we go. But yeah, I'm gonna be camping out in the torture chamber for a while, because it does give me at least a chance to get knowledge with creatures that I have no other way of getting knowledge with. Namely, creatures that you cannot hunt, and... So, I mean, like, no, you can hunt, but creatures that don't appear as regular realm enemies. So, the only way to get knowledge with them is through hunting, and before you can hunt them, you have to at least get them to rank D. And then the rest of it you can do yourself. But yeah, that's gonna be something that we worry about as we move forward. For now, I think let's head back home, hand in this pilgrimage, start a new one, and then I'll do my little debrief. Alright, let's get that, start a new one. I think 43 is what we're lowest at, or maybe 44. 44, okay. We're making good progress with these guys. Let's do one with Erebus, the goddess of darkness. And hey, yeah, we got that achievement as well for the pilgrimage we just completed, I do believe. But yes, let's take a look at what we accomplished. Look at the recently earned achievements. So again, nothing too special, just the usual ones for reaching favor and donating. And yeah, we're making good progress there as well. And we also found a couple cards One of them was it an Inquisitor card? It was some card that I've already forgotten that we weren't farming for, that we found in random loot. And then, of course, we found the Revenant card as well, bringing us to 323. Of course, the highlight, the absolute highlight, was getting this Dumpling card. And man, like, yeah, that was such a huge moment. And now I'm just wondering, like, how are we gonna get the other 7 dumplings? Because yeah, okay, ostensibly you can go fight the King Dumpling in a very, very, very rare encounter. And yes, you might be able to run into the Vegetable Dumpling. But aren't some of them, like, they don't appear, like, they don't show up in realms at all, right? Like the omelet, don't you just, you go down 100 realms and then you just automatically get the mana to summon it? The pudding dumpling, don't you just fuse 2 dumplings and then you automatically get it? So if you can't fight them, my question is, how do you get these cards? And again, the only answer I can possibly think of is you will only get them in random loot, or in that special encounter where the guy lets you take a free card. If there's another way to get them, I guess maybe from fighting the Dumpling Master, if indeed you are entitled to get cards at all from that encounter. Like, if there's any chance at all of getting cards, I wouldn't be surprised if there wasn't. But again, the Dumpling Master will only have 6 dumplings in his party, so you'd still have to worry about how to get the one card that isn't in that list. But yes, I think that's enough talking about that, and I think now it's time to bring things to a close. And it is time for me to say thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed this highlights farming episode here in Siralim Ultimate, and I hope you'll join me for the next one as well. And until then, take care.